It sat in our drafts for a couple of weeks and we couldn't figure out why eBay would not allow us to list the item. I tried everything and nothing worked. Well, finally yesterday I went ahead and contacted eBay and I was able to get in touch with someone in listing practices to try to figure out exactly why my item wasn't listed and why it was prohibited in a violation of policy. And honestly, the eBay rep was really struggling with why exactly this was a problem as well. Hey everyone, it's Lindey. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of Frequently Asked Fridays. If this is your first time visiting my channel, hello, it is so nice to meet you. I have numerous videos on my channel all about selling merchandise online and making money working from home, but it's this video series in particular that is solely dedicated to answering all of your questions and filling these videos with as much information as possible. There's a new Frequently Asked Friday video posted every other Friday, and I will definitely make sure to link a playlist down in the video description below so you can go see past episodes. But my absolute favorite part of this video series is my partnership with Wholesale Ninjas, because every single episode, Wholesale Ninjas gives away a 100 count liquidation lot to one of my viewers that asks a question to be featured each episode. The reason why Wholesale Ninjas has been a partner of my YouTube channel now for nearly 2 years is because they are my absolute favorite source of merchandise for my eBay store. I've been sourcing liquidation for resale for years now, and Wholesale Ninjas is the only company that I have found where their quality control is always consistent and they always have the kind of merchandise that I want to source in stock and ready to go. Their shipping is also some of the absolute fastest turnaround that I've ever seen in the liquidation world. Not only are their boxes delivered fast, but whenever I open the box, everything is always impeccably packaged. There's hardly any stickers to remove on items, which means that as soon as I receive the box and open it up, I can start listing merchandise right away to start making some money. Now, because they are a sponsor of my YouTube channel, I do have coupon codes for them. I have the code Lindey25 that gets you $25 off of anything on the Wholesale Ninjas website. I also have a special coupon code just for July to get $50 off per pallet when you use code LINDEYJULY. It's only valid until July 31st, but it's an awesome deal to get your hands on some bulk pallets or some Target Master Case pallets that you guys have seen me unbox before. But if you want a chance to win a free liquidation lot from Wholesale Ninjas, let me tell you what you need to do in order to enter to win. All you have to do is ask me a question. Just go down into the comment section and ask me a question to be featured on the next episode. Just make sure to start your question with 5 question marks, because that is what is going to indicate entry into the giveaway. Today is episode number 23. That means we've already had 22 winners of free inventory for their eBay stores, and we are about ready to get started on all of the questions that came in from the last episode. So make sure to hang out with me until the very end so you can find out if you are our 23rd winner. Megan Randall asks, how many items have you listed the most in one day? So I see lots of people on social media doing these listing challenges where they say, I'm gonna list 20 items in an hour, I'm going to list 100 items in a day. And I've honestly never really pushed myself to hit a certain amount in a single day because honestly, I don't really work that well under pressure. I tend to get really frustrated and I'll make a lot of mistakes when I'm putting pressure on myself and trying to rush through something. So usually when I list, I just kind of go with the flow and I don't really worry about how long it's taking me. Now, I do have little things that I do to try to speed up the process, but I don't necessarily race a clock. However, that being said, I will say that I did at one point make note of the most items that I've listed in one day, and I honestly kind of surprised myself. The most I have ever listed in one day is 83 items. And yes, I did it completely by myself. No, I was not listing from sun up until sundown. The reason why I was able to get up 83 items is because I was listing cosmetics. Again, that's one of the reasons reasons why I love selling things like cosmetics, because they are small and they're really super easy to list. It's really a matter of just searching the UPC or scanning the barcode and piggybacking off of listings that have already been created, so I don't have to go in there and fill in things like item specifics. I have to worry about just the general stuff that I need to make sure looks good, like the pictures and the title, and I have to make sure that the description is very simple and unique to me, and I have to make sure to price the items accurately, and then boom, the listing is done. All of the other fluff is already in the listing when you piggyback off of a sold listing that's already existing on the eBay platform. Cosmetics are also super easy to photograph. I mean, how many angles can you possibly get of a tube of mascara? So photographs are fast, scanning barcodes is easy, 83 listings on my own within about 5 hours. And I gotta be honest with you guys, about 5 hours straight of listing is about all I can take. Stephanie Davis asks, how do you keep your desk so clean? Mine looks like a thrift store, LOL. Well, first of all, the illusion of my desk being clean is exactly that. It's an illusion. Let me show you what this side of my desk looks like. I'm not moving anything. This is legit. This is the other side of my desk. Yeah, there's some papers. There's my phone where I got the questions. Just a pile of, oh look, here's some Trader Joe's soft, juicy mango. I've got some of that. I've got some, oh yeah, this is what the other side of my desk looks like. Bin of stuff and then a box, and oh look, there's even stuff down here too. Yeah, this is, do not let the illusion fool you. This is just where I sit to film. So I try to make it look like I have somewhat of a nice, pretty backdrop. But what I will say is it's very, very easy to keep this desk fairly organized because I don't really list up here. All of the listing and photographing and everything that I do for my reselling business is done downstairs. And this was planned very strategically because I was getting really tired of having my workspace be cluttered all of the time, because you guys know I love being real with you. I am not a very tidy person. Never have been, never will be. So when I work, I am an extremely messy worker. But the problem is I also don't function well with chaos. I know, you think, well, if you're not tidy, you must function well with a chaotic mess. But no, I absolutely do not. If I'm in an area that's cluttered, I get really irritable and stressed out, but then I'm really bad at decluttering and tidying my workspaces. I swear, it's like I'm a glutton for punishment. I love to abuse myself. So by design, I had planned to keep all of the listing and inventory sorting and storage downstairs where it's out of sight, out of mind, and I can more easily control the area without having to see it every day. There are videos coming next week and a couple of weeks after that that I'm really excited to get into with you guys. Next week, I am planning to post a video talking about the entire listing process that we have now taking place downstairs in the work sales area. I also have a video coming up demonstrating shipping a lot of small items like cosmetics. And then a couple of weeks after that, I am planning an entire tour of the workspace downstairs. So if you're curious to know what my work area really looks like and how it functions, be watching for those videos on my YouTube channel very, very soon. Make sure you're subscribed and ring the notification bell. That way you're notified whenever I post a new video. But to answer your question, Stephanie, my stuff is not really very clean. The only part that's tidy is what you see behind me, and it's just because it's really hard to take the emotional abuse in the comment section sometimes, you guys. I want to give trolls out there a little less ammunition. So I hide my mess like any normal person would. But let's be honest here, none of us are normal. We're resellers. Resellers are not a normal breed. Ducky's World asks, hi, does Facebook Marketplace charge selling fees? Love your channel, your videos are so informative. Thank you so much. So, yes and no. If you sell an item on Facebook Marketplace locally and you do the exchange in person, there are no platform fees. However, if you sell on Facebook Marketplace and the transaction is conducted on Facebook's platform and you are shipping an item to your buyer and Facebook is processing their payment for you, yes, there is a fee. I do have some videos discussing selling on Facebook Marketplace. I have an entire playlist. I will make sure to link that down in the video description below if you want some more detailed information about selling on Facebook Marketplace. I do also have a Facebook Marketplace sold video coming up towards the end of the month as well. Mike Campriel asks, "Hi Lindey." Hi Mike. Love your channel. Thank you so much. I heard that you can set up a free Amazon FBA account and save the monthly $39 membership fee. Don't want to spend that much when I first start. Is this true? And if so, how can you do this? Mike. Yes, it is true, unless something has changed for new Amazon seller accounts, which I don't know if anything has changed or not, but you should be able to send items into Amazon FBA without paying the $39 monthly subscription fee. However, you will see an increase in fees if you don't have that subscription cost paid every single month. If you are just utilizing the free side of the Amazon FBA account, you usually pay roughly $1 per item in addition to any other fees after an item sells. So if you sell more than 39 items in a month, that means that it's well worth it to go ahead and pay the subscription cost. So really it's up to you to decide whether or not you're ready to cross that threshold. But honestly, if you are taking the time and money to send items into Amazon FBA, you're likely going to be sending in more than 39 items to sell. So if you're planning to take Amazon seriously, I would recommend going ahead and paying the $39 subscription cost. But I would definitely wait until after you get lots of merchandise into Amazon already, because if you start paying that $39 fee and you don't really have a significant amount of items on the platform to sell, then yes, it is kind of a waste of money. So I would go ahead and get a decent amount of items sent into FBA, and then when items get started with selling, you can kind of gauge how many items are going to sell, and if you think you're going to start crossing over that 39 item threshold, go ahead and subscribe to the monthly seller account for $39. See what I'm saying? I have a Post-it note stuck to my coffee cup. It's a mess over here. Renee Kingsbury asks, "Hey Lindey." Hey Renee. "I watch you all the time. Thank you so much. What do you do when eBay dings you or warns you about selling over-the-counter meds and they say you can't sell these or will suspend your account? So what do you do with them now? I can't sell on Mercari either. Tried and got warned. Thank you." So it is very, very rare that eBay will tell you that you cannot sell over-the-counter meds. Most of the time they call it a violation of policy because it is a prescription strength item. Kind of funny that this question came in because I literally just dealt with this issue yesterday. So it's fresh here in the noggin. I can tell you exactly what happened and how it was resolved. So I like to sell a lot of pain reliever creams. Sells well for me. Always get super excited whenever I get them in liquidation. Well, this Voltaren, I think it's pronounced Voltaren, topical pain reliever gel was giving us a lot of problems. It sat in our drafts for a couple of weeks and we couldn't figure out why eBay would not allow us to list the item. Every time we would try to list it, a little bar would come across the top of the screen that said it was a prescription strength item and we weren't allowed to list it. And I tried everything. I tried removing any sort of ingredients out of the listing. I removed expiration dates. I removed any what I thought would be trigger words, and nothing worked. Well, finally yesterday, I went ahead and contacted eBay and I was able to get in touch with somebody from that's actually what this Post-it was. From listing practices. I spoke to someone in listing practices to try to figure out exactly why my item wasn't listed and why it was prohibited in a violation of policy. And honestly, the eBay rep was really struggling with why exactly this was a problem as well. The listing wasn't triggered for the eBay Global Shipping Program because we've learned this before. We've discussed in the past that melatonin is actually prescription in the UK. And so if you had any melatonin or any sleep-related supplement, your listings were getting pulled down. People were getting their accounts restricted for selling melatonin because it was enrolled in the global shipping program. So we were able to basically deduce that anything that might be a prescription strength, anything, maybe just needs to not be listed for the global shipping program or be eligible for international shipping. That's not what the problem was with this. Come to find out, it was actually the name of the product itself that was triggering it. So we were successful successfully able to get the listing up by just simply removing the name of the product. And I did, of course, have eBay's permission to go ahead and list the item because they didn't see any reason why it would not be allowed to be listed, because it's definitely not prescription strength. It just seemed like the eBay system was having some issues with some trigger words. But I have also had the situation where items that I had were pulled down for things like the melatonin issue. Because here's the thing, you can sell over-the-counter medications on eBay. There's no violation of policy at all whatsoever, but there is that triggering of the prescription strength, even if it's not prescription strength. So if you are sure that it's just simply an over-the-counter and it might be an eBay issue, I do recommend trying to reach out to eBay and talk to someone in listing practices. That is the department that you would need to speak to someone in. So if you call customer service, or if you have customer service call you back, make sure to request someone from listing practices and find out exactly what the problem is and what you can do to get your listing live on eBay. To answer the rest of your question, what exactly can you do with that item? That's where I'm at a loss, because you're absolutely right. You cannot sell stuff like that on Mercari. You can't sell stuff like that on Poshmark. And to sell that kind of stuff on Amazon, you have to be ungated and have basically an impeccable record on Amazon's platform. So the last way you could try to sell it is on Facebook Marketplace. But again, just like with Mercari, that kind of stuff is prohibited on Facebook Marketplace. So what I would suggest doing is maybe just hold kind of a local pop-up sale and just have it available to sell to your local buyers. That's what I would do with a lot of those kind of items. I would just have yard sales or pop-up sales, or I would just simply put it all in a box and sell it in a box. And I wouldn't specifically say exactly what the items were, but of course people can tell what it is just by looking at the picture. But if you are having issues listing those kind of items on eBay, definitely try to get a hold of eBay and talk to somebody. Pamela D asks, what's the little thing called that you use to remove stickers? It's called a Scotty peeler, and it is a lifesaver, and it's dirt cheap. You can get a package of 3 plastic Scotty peelers for like $5 or $6. I'll make sure to link them below because they're just, I love them. Heather Carlstrom asks, new to your channel. Well, welcome, Heather. Do you ever talk about the profit you've made on pallets or boxes, or like a 30-day update after you've gotten everything listed? So I will occasionally follow up with pallets, but usually it's the bulk pallets where I don't have as large of a number of different items to try to track. So every month on my YouTube channel, I do a sales recap of my Beauty in Your Budget eBay store. It's usually posted within the first 7 or 8 days of the month, where I talk about profits overall for everything that sold over the prior 30 days in my eBay store. And then whenever I get Target bulk pallets, I do usually like to follow up talking about what items have sold over what period and what kind of profits I have gotten from those items. I actually have a video going over exactly that that's going to be posted towards the end of the month, because I did recently get a couple of Target bulk pallets and I did flip them on Facebook Marketplace. And so that video will be discussing what everything sold for and how much money I've made thus far from those pallets. But as for the other box lots and pallets that I have on my YouTube channel, it would be nearly impossible for me to track specific profits and sales of those items and then immediately follow up with them, because a lot of the times I will get box lots orders or pallet orders, and I will have duplicates of items that I've received in the past. And so when things sell, it's hard to know, well, did it come from this pallet or did it come from that pallet? Because there's thousands of items. If I get a personal care box lot, we're talking 500 units. If I'm getting a pallet of merchandise, we're talking thousands. And I've got a lot of stuff going on. I have a lot of things that I'm trying to juggle. Not only am I doing, the reselling side and doing things like eBay and Facebook and Mercari, Amazon, all these selling platforms, but I'm also doing a YouTube channel and producing videos. I also have a family. It's summertime. Kids are out of school. I don't exactly want to punish myself with trying to track each individual item that came from which pallet just to report back on the profits. I try to do my best by doing the monthly sales recap to talk about profits overall for the past 30 days. And I do also have an entire playlist of monthly sales recap videos I will make sure to link below. Whitney Jackson asks, hey Lindey, hey Whitney. I was wondering what kind of profit margins you expect when you buy a pallet from Wholesale Ninjas. Also, how long do you wait before buying another pallet? My husband says I should wait until I've sold half of the one that I have, but I just want to keep using more. It's so fun. I know. Hi, my name is Lindey. I'm addicted to sourcing. So what I have found typically with liquidation, not just Wholesale Ninjas, but any liquidation company I've ever gotten merchandise from, profit margins do really vary, but tend to average somewhere around 50% profit. So that means roughly every $1,000 I spend on inventory, I'm expecting to get at least $500 in profit. Now again, that is an average. Sometimes I will only break even, sometimes I will triple my money. But as a general rule with liquidation, anytime I spend $1, I expect to get 50 cents in profit. And the second half of your question is, how often do you purchase? Do you wait until a certain point before buying more? And I don't really have a straightforward answer for you because I don't really have a typical system when it comes to buying for myself, because I never want to be in the position where I run out of inventory, especially after this last year with the pandemic coming. There was a lot of warehouses that shut down and prices really skyrocketed because everyone was fighting over getting inventory. I have reached the point in my business where I do have enough turned capital at my disposal to where I can look at manifests, or I can always be entertaining new buying options without having to wait for a certain number of items to sell from the previous order that I placed. But that's not how I started. When I first started, I could only buy new inventory as capital would allow. So I would say as long as you have the capital to use and it's not going to be detrimental to your business to spend that capital, if you find a good deal, go ahead and make the purchase. But be very, very careful not to overspend, because spending too much of your business's money before it's ready can wreck your business, because businesses need cash flow to operate. And if you completely bleed your business dry, you won't be able to operate at all. Everybody's Closet asks, hi, in your last clip, you talk about the one thing from eBay, you want people who submit offers to pay right away. Have you ever found that if they don't pay and you have to cancel, that your listing is lost? Lost listing? This just recently happened to me. I didn't realize that the listing goes away. How frustrating. Thanks, Julie from Everybody's Closet. I have never heard of a listing just going away. Now, the first thing that I would tell you to do is check your ended listings. Because if you have an item listed for sale and it sells, it's no longer listed for sale, so it should not be in your active listings anymore. Same thing goes if you have an order canceled. That listing is no longer active, so you would not be able to find it in your active listings anymore unless you specifically have the out of stock option turned on in your eBay store. But if you haven't physically gone in and turned on the out of stock option in your store, as soon as an item sells or an order is canceled, that listing should no longer be active, and I would suspect that it is in your ended listings page. So then you'd be able to go in your ended listings page and either relist it or sell similar and get a brand new listing up from it. So try that, and please follow up down in the comment section if you went to your ended listings and found it, because it's very, very strange that the listing would just disappear. That's not what should happen when you cancel an order. Amy Bott asks, do you have an LLC or recommend one as a form of legal protection? Thanks. So anybody can operate a reselling business without having any sort of LLC or incorporating your business at all. You don't have to go out and get a DBA. You don't have to register with your state for a reseller certificate. You can literally be a sole proprietor and just buy something and resell it for profit. I do, however, think it is a good idea to go ahead and get an LLC if you are planning to make it a business and you are continuing to grow it over time. But if you're just gonna be a hobbyist and make an extra 50 bucks or 100 bucks a week, I don't really see the hassle of doing an LLC being worth it. However, depending on the growth of your business, it might also be wise to consider incorporating in the future from an LLC. But before doing that, I would recommend sitting down with an accountant or a CPA to discuss all of your options to see if your business is ready for that. Kelly Lace asks, hey Lindey, hey Kelly, how do you ship nail polish? Does it need to go ground? Thank you. This is a question that I have been getting a lot since I posted the cosmetics palette unboxing on my channel a few weeks back, because I had a lot of nail polish show up in my inventory. As I mentioned, next week I am planning to post a shipping video, and I'm demonstrating shipping small things like cosmetics, and I will be addressing shipping nail polish in that video, so make sure you're watching out for it if you have questions about shipping nail polish, because I talk about the United States Postal Service policy in detail, and I also demonstrate how exactly I ship nail polish in that video. And I'm specifically doing it because of all of the questions that I get, because I know that there's a lot of concern about shipping things like nail polish, because yes, nail polish is technically supposed to go ground. However, nail polish is typically in smaller fluid ounce bottles, so I would recommend going to your post office and speaking to a post office clerk about how exactly to handle that. But yes, nail polish needs to go ground, not first class. Oh, something in my eye. All right, it's about that time. You ready to find out who our 23rd winner is? Drum roll, please. The winner, chosen by random comment selection, is Julie Druin. Congratulations, Julie. I have already replied to your comment. Just get with me and I will make sure that you get your free lot from Wholesale Ninjas. Julie asks, hey Lindey. Hi Julie, congratulations. At the end of the year, are you able to write off the sales tax that you paid on items that you're reselling if you either didn't have a sales tax certificate at the time of purchase or the store didn't accept it? Thank you. Yes. Any sales tax that you pay on inventory that you have resold is absolutely tax deductible. In my experience, from what I have been told, always recommend going and speaking to a CPA if you have specific questions, but I always file it under cost of goods, because if I'm paying sales tax on an item, if I'm buying something from a store that does not accept a reseller certificate, basically the cost of the sales tax is just rolled into the cost of the item. For instance, if I'm going and buying something for $10 and there's 10% sales tax on it, I'm technically paying $11 for the item with the sales tax included. So then this item would just simply be cost of goods $11 rather than cost of goods $10 and then $1 for sales tax to be deducted. And this is because both cost of goods and sales tax are both tax deductible. Your CPA or your accountant might want to categorize them differently come tax time, so that's why I say make sure to ask a tax professional. I am definitely not. I don't even do my own taxes. I didn't even file my own corporate paperwork because I don't want to mess it up, because I am not a tax professional. But I do know that you can deduct it from your profits. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. The next episode of Frequently Asked Fridays will be posted on Friday, July the 30th. So don't forget to go down into the comment section and ask your question to be entered to be our 24th winner. If you like this video and this video series, make sure to give the video a thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and ring that notification bell. Don't forget to check the video description. I will put a lot of useful information in there, as well as everything that I referenced in this video. And thank you guys again so much for watching. I will see you with my next video. Bye-bye.